as you grab the mic and you become our professor in one of my favorite parts of the interview that talks about kind of the rising tide startup school, and just walk our listeners through, they're sitting in the cube, they want to escape, they want to jump over the wall and make a run for it on a Friday afternoon and say Monday morning I'm going to be doing something different. Give us 2 or 3 just key steps to kind of think through. You can niche it down however you want to, but just kind of walk us through just a real quick process of just as somebody is thinking about starting something, what are some things they really need to think through?
First off, I'd say try and identify your weaknesses. We can never be objective about ourselves as humans. So you might have to ask people. You might have to ask a loved one, a significant other, a former coworker, a colleague, what are your weaknesses? Because you're going to need to find either you're going to need to work on those weaknesses first off, but you're also probably going to need to find business partners or early hires who can help you address those weaknesses or make up for that slack. We all have weaknesses. Try and identify what yours are. That's going to really influence how you build your company, especially in the early stages. Identify your risk tolerance, right? Are you willing to take a significant lifestyle change in starting a business or joining a startup? Not even just for founders, for early stage employees. Identify your risk tolerance. That also means risk tolerance when it comes to a changing quality of life, because your take-home pay may go way down. It may change. Your circumstances may change. Your working hours may change. So identify what you're bad at. Identify your risk tolerance. And then the third thing I would say is, if you are a quantitative person, get qualitative. If you're a qualitative person, get quantitative, right? Make sure you can make assessments on quality of product and audience, and then also make sure you can make data-oriented assessments regarding the quantitative outlooks in your space. I like to think that no one's perfectly balanced. Some of us are quantitative, some of us are qualitative. And it goes back to finding your weaknesses, right? Look on the other side of the coin. Try and combine the two. If you are an amazing statistician, but your product is crap, well, that's going to be a problem. If you have an amazing product, but you don't know who to market it to, that's also going to be a problem. Try and really become a student of both sides of that coin when it comes to whatever product or industry you're interested in entering into. And a really great way to do that is to look at what competitors are doing. Talk to people who might not be competitors, but might have analogs in different fields or industries. So those are the 3 things I would say to look at if you're sitting around and you're like, man, I got an idea, I want to run with it. What do I need to start considering now? I'd say those 3 things.
So as you're kind of trying to identify strengths and weaknesses, I mean, other than asking people kind of in a 360 around you, are there some other tools or things that you might suggest that people could use to help them identify? I mean, is it through strength finders or something like that they could maybe look to and as just kind of additional resources?
That's a good question. I don't have an excellent answer for that off the top of my head. I think that I love asking people I work with for feedback on how I'm approaching things. One of the greatest sources of information about yourself that I don't think a lot of people tap into is former coworkers and colleagues, be they people who have left where you are right now or people you worked with, before you left a previous job. Go back to the people, if you still have contact with people you were working with 3 years ago, whether it was at a different position, in a different department, at a different company, they're at a different company now. Ask them for some feedback. Take them out for coffee. Buy them dinner. Be like, hey, what was I like? You know what I mean? Tell it to me straight. They're a great source of information about you and about an outside perspective and a more objective perspective on you. And why not tap into that? Can't hurt to ask.